Welcome. Let's take a look now at Sherlock, the mastermind, and his sidekick, of course, the loyal Watson. Sherlock Holmes is a melee fighter, 16 health. Dr. Watson is ranged with 8 health. They have a move of 2. The ability is effects on Holmes and Dr. Watson cards cannot be canceled by an opponent. Effects on any cards can be canceled. The game is afoot. A straight up 5. Move Holmes up to 3 spaces. 2 copies of that. Counter Punch. 3 versatile, 3 copies of this one. If Holmes is adjacent to the opposing fighter, deal 2 damage to that fighter. Deduce Strategy, another 3, and 3 copies. During combat, you may change the printed value of the opponent's card to its boost value. If the card does not have a boost value, it's treated as a 0. Elementary is a defense of 3, 2 copies. Play this card face up. Predict the printed attack value of the opponent's card. During combat, if you predicted the correct value, cancel all effects on your opponent's card and ignore its attack value. Master of Disguise. A scheme, 2 copies. Choose an opponent, Holmes swap spaces with that hero, deal 1 damage to that hero. Eliminate the impossible. 2 copies of this. Choose an opponent, look at their hand, and choose 1 card for them to discard. Confirm Suspicion. Choose an opponent and name a value. Your opponent must choose and discard 1 card matching the attack or defense value. Their hero takes damage equal to the boost value of the discarded card. If they do not have a card of the name value, they must reveal their hand instead. 3 copies. We got Feint, 3 copies, so just a basic feint in the deck. Study Methods. If you won the combat, look at your opponent's hand, 2 copies. And of course, we're into any cards now, so Watson can use these as well. Education Never Ends. If you won the combat, your opponent draws 1 card. If you lost the combat, you draw 2 cards. 2 copies of that. The Service Revolver. Now we're getting into the Watson cards. Service Revolver doesn't have an effect, and there's 2 copies, and it's a flat 5 attack. Fixed Point in a Changed Age. Versatile 3. If Dr. Watson is adjacent to Holmes, they each recover 1 health. 2 copies of that. And then Administered Aid Scheme. 2 copies of this. Place Watson in a space adjacent to Holmes. Holmes recovers 1 health. Draw a card. So what are you going to want to be doing as Sherlock Holmes? Well, pretty much going to be running, hiding, and playing schemes, because you have a lot of schemes, and you can play that kind of game as Sherlock. He's a very powerful fighter, so it's easy to just kind of turn off your brain and run away the whole game. Just run away, scheme, and not do much. So don't be caught off guard just because you have the stronger character as Sherlock. Careful when you use an any card, because the effects on any cards can be canceled. And sometimes it's hard to remember that you're playing, you forget, oh yeah, that can be canceled. So on the very few any cards in the deck, they can be canceled. Remember that as you're playing. And then you gotta know what cards have been played as you're playing along. Now this applies to all of Unmatched, of course, but it's nice to know which cards have been played, because you can get effects off better and do scheming better. So you could do things like with Elementary and have a better chance of a success, or Confirm Suspicion, have a better chance of success. Now there's some obvious combos you could do in the game, like Eliminate the Impossible, which is choose an opponent, look at their hand, and choose a card for them to discard. So you've looked at their hand, and then scheme this. But be careful not to do it to where it leaves you vulnerable or adjacent to them so that they can do a double attack. You want to hide and do it. And obviously they want to kill Watson because he's a strong sidekick, and you can use him as a shield. Make sure you get his Service Revolver and his healing off before he dies, though. That's important as well. But anyway, back to this. Eliminate the Impossible into Confirm Suspicion. It automatically discards a card, and you'll be able to discard a second one while they take damage, and you're passing twice. So that they have to spend more actions to do things, and you're just scheming for a turn. So with Sherlock, you need to be careful about opponents that are ranged, because you'll want to be able to get this effect off. So maybe use it on an attack against ranged people, or if they get in close, if you can position yourself on 2 separate zones where they have to be adjacent. And that's, 2 free damage per card times 3, that's 6. you'll be able to pretty much just cancel out a lot of things that the opponent is doing. So it's pretty easy to win with this guy. But don't get arrogant about it, would be my best advice for Sherlock, because if you get arrogant about it and you go on autopilot, you can lose a game. Trust me, I've done it with plenty of characters and plenty of times. So don't go on autopilot. Play the character like he should be played, and play to win. Anyway, Sherlock Holmes, just a quick overview of him and a little strategy. Not that he needs it, but there it is for you.